Hello, everyone. My name is Kyle Kurzall, and welcome to Ask an Integrator. Today, we have a question from somebody who actually wants to be an integrator. So let's get right to it. Carlos Hernandez asks, how did you become an integrator? Well, Carlos, thank you for reaching out and asking the question. I'm glad to hear that you are interested in also becoming an integrator. And if you haven't done anything like integrator work before, then there's definitely some stuff that you'll have to learn. So maybe to just kind of give you some background initially on myself, and then we can get into what I would recommend as next steps. So last year, I joined both Sub2 and Gator, and I decided to focus on being a connector between borrowers and lenders. It's only really been more recently that I decided to expand my services to leverage my previous experience and background as an integrator to help other people in the community. So what is that background? My background has been to work in the software industry for over 10 years now. I got my start by switching from the medical path in university over to a computer science degree. And then while I was in university, I was already working with the university on designing web pages and web apps to help with their everyday needs. As I was finishing up at my university, I also joined a startup, and I stayed there for about 6 years. We designed and implemented a platform from the ground up that did management and searching of trademarks. While I was there, I stepped up into a leadership position and helped with the planning and management of the development process. After those 6 years, I joined a big corporation that was focused in the HR space and worked on a team that did employee surveys. On that particular team, I also stepped up into a leadership position and helped with planning, implementation, and mentorship on the team. So really, I have a whole decade of experience behind me that helps lend itself more to this integrator role inside of the Sub2 and Gator Method communities. Now, here's the question for you. Do you need all the same experience that I have in order to be an integrator? Thankfully, the answer is no, you do not need all of the same experience. Being an integrator typically means that you're going to be doing the behind the scenes work for a business. So there are typically integrators and visionaries. And visionaries hate to do all the tedious stuff. They don't typically want to work on the paperwork or coordinating the details between teams or working on spreadsheets or anything like that. Typically, the visionaries are focused on the high level details, making calls, that kind of thing. So to be an integrator, there are really like two types of integrators. There are the systems integrators, and these are the people who have experience working with computers, setting up systems, setting up automations, connecting AI, that kind of thing. And then there are the operational integrators, and these are the folks who are usually working with the people inside the business and making sure that everything functions cohesively. Both types of integrators are very necessary, and depending on the business, if you're an integrator, you may be doing both roles at the same time. Now, in order to fulfill the needs for those roles inside of a business, an integrator really just needs to be persistent. There are going to be times where you feel like banging your head against the wall because maybe something wasn't set up in the system a particular way, or there's some issue you can't quite figure out, and you have to take the time to look at it carefully, evaluate what's going on, testing it, and then fixing the issue. So as long as you can be the type of person who is persistent and who can iterate, then you can be an integrator. Now, here are the next steps that I would recommend for you if you want to get started as an integrator. Number one, you need to connect with and talk to other integrators. Start making friends with the people who have already been there and done that. Ask them what tools they are using. Ask them for their biggest lessons learned. Ask them how they are offering services to other businesses. Really get to know about their skills and their tools. Now, if you want to connect with integrators, I would recommend looking for the community Integrators Unite. This is a group of integrators that are learning from one another and meeting up on a regular basis to discuss the things that they're learning. Step number 2, take a step back and actually ask yourself if you want to be an integrator. Now, this is something that you should do after you've already connected with some integrators. You've learned about their past, you've learned about their experience, their skills, their tools. and you've started to get an idea of what it looks like to be an integrator day to day. Now, at this point, you should really take some time to think about your own personality. Think about the things that you typically like to do day to day. Do you really want to be out front? Do you want to be talking to people regularly? Or are you really, really interested in setting up the processes for a business to function super well behind the scenes? Do you want to be the supporting character in the business? Are you okay with working in the nitty-gritty details? If the answer to all this is yes, then being an integrator might be a great fit for you. Step number 3. After you've done number 1, connecting with other integrators, and number 2, determine that you truly want to be an integrator, step number 3 is to actually start learning some of the tools that are going to help you do your job well. To do this means that you need to understand a little bit about the people that you're going to be serving, which will actually tie into step number 4 that we'll get to in just a moment. Some typical tools that you can expect to use would be CRMs like Go High Level and some of these other up-and-coming AI tools that will help be a force multiplier to businesses that you work with. If you want to learn more about these AI tools, I would suggest going to futuretools.io, where you can see a huge catalog of all the different types of tools and their function. Depending on the scenario that you face when you're doing your workday today, you can go there and figure out what is going to be the right tool for the job, which is your role as an integrator after all. Now, for the last step, step number 4, actually talk with some visionaries. Every business is going to be a little different in terms of what it needs. And the other thing to know is that a business's needs are not the same today as they will be tomorrow. So start talking with some visionaries, get an idea of what they actually need in their business, and then look for the teams that align with your personal interests and ideally with your existing skill set. And it's totally fine if you don't have all of the prerequisite skills that that business is going to need. You can always learn. As long as you are willing to learn, as long as you are willing to adapt, you can do it. All right, Carlos, that's it for today. I hope that was super helpful for you. And now, as we're wrapping up, I would just encourage you that if you have any questions for an integrator, then I want to hear from you. I have a form in the description of this video, and I want you to go to that form and fill out the details so that way I can hear what questions that you might have for somebody like myself who has over a decade of experience in systems, automation, and AI. Now, for those people who may actually need some additional tools for their business, I've got a few helpful resources down in that description as well. If you need a CRM, then I've got a great solution for you. We've got a tool that will help you with your landing pages, your funnels, your social media content, your lead outreach, anything and everything that you could think of needing in a CRM. And if you need some tools to help do video editing like I've done in this video, or making shorts out of your long form content, then I also have links to those down in the description below. And lastly, if you need an integrator like myself to help you with your business, then I can help you with things like SOP review, premium consulting, CRM solutions, custom software if you really need it, anything and everything that you could imagine needing from an integrator, I'm here to help. So check out the links in the description down below and get connected with me so that way we can do business together. With all that said, that is going to wrap up our segment on Ask an Integrator today. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take it easy.